is a lifestyle. Sports cards and we live now. JLee in the building and every guest that you ever needed. Sports cards after hours keep the hobby heated. Updates, hobby talk like you never seen it. Sports cards live and none could ever beat it. Sports cards is a lifestyle. Sports cards and we live now. Welcome to another episode of Sports Cards Live with your host, JLee.
All right. What is going on? I am back in the national podcast studio, the live podcast studio. Happy to be back. What a day today here on the floor in Cleveland, 2024. And this time I am joined by my good friend Victor, the rookie card specialist. Victor.
JLee.
What's going on, buddy?
Man, a whole bunch of everything is going on today.
Right?
Oh my goodness, what an amazing week this has been for me for more than one reason. And just really excited to be here, really great atmosphere, and just pumping you up, hyping you up for the hobby, man.
The hobby is, you know what? This convention center right now is absolutely jam-packed. And that's great. It's all, it is crowded, but that to me just signifies that the hobby's in a great place. So much activity, so many people that love this industry. They love collecting sports cards and memorabilia. And I know that you love collecting sports cards. Do you do memorabilia at all, or are you just a card guy?
I'm just a card guy.
Yeah, me too. For the most, I have, one or two pieces, but I'm all about the cards. And I grew up in the 80s collecting hockey and baseball cards, basketball, football a little bit. I remember 85 Topps football with those black borders.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my goal at the end of this is 1989. I was just graduating high school, and I set out a goal to collect the rookie card of every 1,000-point man in NHL history. And at the time, there were about 60 of them. Now there's over 90. And that's my earliest memory of the rookie card being something that I really coveted. And I always was excited about the first card of a player, but that's when the RC became something special to me. Mm-hmm. I wanted their rookie cards. And as you know, better than anybody, the rookie card is, in many cases, in most cases, the most important card of any player.
Yep.
As designated by the hobby. And you have a YouTube channel called True RCs.
Yeah, that's my channel handle name, True_RCS.
Okay.
YouTube channel is Victor the Rookie Card Specialist.
This is Victor the Rookie Card Specialist. And you've been creating content surrounding the rookie card for how long now?
On YouTube, 4 years. I started with a website in 2016 on the topic specifically. Yeah.
Right. So you've been committed. You have been committed to documenting and preserving the history, and and researching and understanding.
Yeah.
The history of the rookie card since then.
Yeah. And it started, JLee, really in 2014. I came back to the hobby, and I'm like you. I was an 80s kid. I grew up in the rookie card boom, per se. And I was in the hobby till about 2004. And when I came back in 2014, I found myself really confused. And that confusion kind of led to frustration. And it's only because there were so many things that had changed with the rookie card. And I started to research it, and I couldn't find any answers. And I wanted to know how the rookie card had evolved over the years. And I found it kind of odd how I go on eBay and I'm looking at a player's cards, and there's 5 years worth of listings, all of them saying that it's his rookie card. And I'm like, well, how can a player have 5 years worth of rookie cards? And that just led me down this rabbit hole of research. And it helped me to piece the puzzle together of really how this thing has evolved over the decades. And it's a fascinating story when we sit down and look at it and look at the condition of it today, where a modern player today, JLee, let's just choose baseball, very popular player Shohei Ohtani, has 2,857 cards produced of him in his rookie season, all of them considered rookie cards.
That's overwhelming.
Yes.
And that explains your confusion when you came back in 2015. It wasn't there were no players that year that had 2,800 rookie year cards. So it's only gotten more confusing for people who've come back since you have. So that is really, I have to think, and this is a question, has that increased the amount of data that you need to sift through to try to really figure out what are the true rookie cards amongst 2,850 rookie year cards? Is that right?
Correct. And so what I've done, JLee, is I've taken, I've done the history on it, and I found out that in the 80s and 90s when we were growing up, there was always structure within the rookie card produced by Beckett Publications. There was a rhyme and a reason, a method, a systematic method of figuring out which ones are rookie cards and which ones are not. But that I found that in the ultra-modern era, those guidelines have been forsaken. They've been forgotten about and considered as unimportant. And so when I started doing the homework and piecing the puzzle together, I found myself that I needed to resurrect those guidelines. But they were a little outdated. It's 2024. So the rookie card guidelines of the 80s and 90s are really they're not conducive to today's hobby, but the principles are. So I tried to extract the main principles of the guidelines, and I infused them with some of the guidelines of today, with some of the hobby trends of today, with some of the guidelines that the Players Association established in 2006. And I kind of brought both these worlds back together to kind of help me establish a new set of rookie card guidelines and best practices. And what I did was I took the old ones and kind of dust off the cobwebs, and you know what I mean? And I infused the new ones and created this new format, which allows me then to take those 2,800 cards and allows me to sift them through the rookie card guidelines and best practices, and I can take all 2,800 cards and categorize them into one of 4 categories.
So those guidelines somewhat act as a filter that you're running the cards through to see what comes out at the bottom as a true rookie card. You just referred to 4
categories.
4 categories. Very curious to hear what they are.
Yeah, the first one is a pre-rookie card. Those are cards that were produced before that player made their debut into the league. So those are considered pre-rookie cards.
Okay.
The next one is true rookie card, which is a card that really fully complies with the guidelines and best practices. And then the third criteria is a rookie year. Those are the cards that are typically, historically now, inserts and subsets and food and beverage, and they were released in the player's rookie season, but in some way fall a little short for a true rookie card designation.
One type of card you did not just mention was the parallel. We know, Panini is famous for having, hundreds of parallels for the Victor Wembanyama Panini Prism rookie card. They come in all shapes and sizes and animal colors and everything. Where does the parallel fall according to your system?
That's a great question. And this is where I have the struggle, JLee, where I have purist collectors that don't like parallels, but then I have to kind of come to the ultra-modern side of things, and kind of make the two worlds coincide. And I view parallels as rookie cards now, okay? And that's really
same page.
The hobby's evolved.
Yeah.
The hobby's evolved.
Yeah.
And it's not 1994 anymore. So in that aspect, yeah.
Yeah, so okay. I'm on the same page with you there. Now I think there is one key criteria of a rookie card that you and I do not see eye to eye on.
Okay.
And I want to know if we don't, or if we do or we don't.
Okay.
because you, as you've said, we're in 2024. We're no longer in 1985 when Beckett Magazine first established the criteria to be a rookie card.
Yeah.
And the one criteria that I, in my own collecting approach, am willing to say I don't care about that anymore, is really it's not completely, but in many cases it's the method of distribution, right?
Yes.
Traditionally, a card had to be pack pulled from a randomized pack and widely distributed, whatever that meant. For me, Victor, the rookie card specialist, I don't really care anymore if a card came out of a wax pack, let's say.
Yeah.
Now, and I say that retroactively. And the biggest example of this is the Michael Jordan debate. The 86 Fleer that came out in his third professional year, or the Star card number 101 that came out in his 84 rookie year. That card was not, it was issued in a cellophane pack, but every pack had the same cards in it. And it wasn't available at your corner store. You had to order it through Star Company, or you could find it at certain LCSs, local card shops that did order them. So I have a question for you. How stringent are you with your updated criteria as far as what I'm talking about here, where because I don't, like, as a collector, I feel like I have the right to think what it's not so much as I can say, no, you're wrong, this is what a rookie card is. It's more like, that's a card that I'm happy owning in my collection. I think that represents that's going to be my representation of my collection of that guy's rookie card.
Yeah.
So I'm not arguing. This is not me challenging you, because I can have my own standards. You can have yours. The only difference is you've got a bigger. You got a. This guy just last week released a book on Amazon called True
Rookie Cards.
True Rookie Cards,
Yeah.
and so he's really gonna eventually become the noted expert on this stuff, and I'm going to be in the minority if we feel different. I'm okay with that. I have a great amount of respect for Victor. But back to my question, where do you fall on the pack pulled issue?
When I filter, let's just take that Michael Jordan example that you gave. When I filter the cards, those two cards specifically, through the rookie card guidelines and best practices, what I find is that they both fall a little short for true rookie card designation. It is indeed, the 86 Fleer is indeed his third year. And the 84 Star falls a little short in the area of distribution. The issue that I have is we're making an attempt at trying to rewrite history. When I filter these cards, I basically have to look at what was the historical standards back then, and why did they make the decisions that they made back then. And so what we have was the people that were in charge back then made those decisions. And that trend or that thought or belief was accepted within the hobby. And for decades, the 86 Fleer was the card. And now we're trying to rewrite history saying, no, they got it wrong. And that's where I have issue. And I say, let's compromise. Let's learn from history, not try to rewrite history. And what I've done is found a healthy compromise for both sides. And I don't consider the 84 Star the XRC. I consider it an asterisk RC for both the 84 Star and the 86 Fleer, indicating historically now that in the past these two cards are debatable.
I think that's a really fair compromise. The asterisk RC. You mentioned that they both fall short a little bit. The 86 because it's 3 years into his career. The 84 because it lacks in distribution. You mentioned what I really took from your discussion about the standards at the time is that you have a great amount of respect for the standards that were set back then by the self-appointed people who were in charge.
Correct.
I want to add that little self-appointedness in there. So now we've come forward 35 years or 40 years from the mid 80s, and we see how the world has changed, and I am willing to rewrite history for my personal approach. I'm not going to write a book on this and challenge you on the Amazon bookshelf, but I do feel like to me the most important thing is it licensed? Mm-hmm. When did it come out, and was it available? Hey, Simon. And was it available to a lot of people? Now, and that's not even that. I'll retract that. Available to a lot of people.
Right.
Was it licensed? and when did it come out relative to the player's career.
Right.
And I feel like it's more important to me as a collector that the card is licensed and came out earlier in the career, which favors the star card.
Sure.
The 86 Fleer, what it has going for it was that it was issued by a major card manufacturer, put in randomized packs and available everywhere in North America for the most part. So
Right.
I like the asterisk approach. I think that's a great compromise. And I used to own an 86 Fleer Jordan. I don't anymore because it's not I can get one anytime I want.
I hear you.
There's probably a couple thousand in this room. By the way, if anyone wants to go buy one, there's at least a couple thousand in the room here right now. But the 84 Star, the other thing it has going for it is its rarity, which collectors love. But but to me, that shouldn't impact whether or not it's a rookie card. So
Right.
So I wasn't sure where you fell exactly on that, even though I'm sure I've heard you talk about it. But I do like that particular approach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I try to, you see, because that's not the only card that's in question. There's many other debatable rookie cards that throughout the decades, the Mickey Mantle, the XRCs that were widely available in the 80s. So when I was looking and piecing this together, it's more than just that one card. I was trying to create a standard going forward where we can respect history and still evolve it to current day times.
Yeah, it's also any card that came out of a factory set was not pack pulled.
Correct.
Even if it had exact counterparts, it did come out of a randomized pack.
Yeah.
So that must add a little level of complexity for your book and your analysis.
And so what do we say now? I just think it's unfair to the people that have been collecting a certain way for decades, who have invested their money this way because that was the hobby trend for decades. And how do we tell them now, no, it's wrong? It's, we were just funning. No, this is the real rookie card. And
I think, you know what, I don't have as much sympathy as you do there.
Yeah.
Our producer's howling over there. I don't have as much sympathy as you do, simply because things change, times change, things evolve, ideologies evolve. And for those reasons, I would rather pay homage to where the world is at today than just trying to maintain these investments that people made. Because let's face it, the 86 Fleer Michael Jordan in that case is still probably it's a top 3 most iconic card of all time.
Yeah.
And I think that alone is important enough for it to still maintain its value. I don't think that we're going to take anything away from it by anointing the star the rookie.
Yeah, but riddle me this though, JLee, and here's where the rubber starts to meet the road. I grew up knowing that in my heart and mind, as a fan, as a collector, this was the card, the most iconic card for me to own. It was the most special card. Growing up in the Chicagoland area, this was my card. And now to tell me no, it's devalued, it's garbage, it's unfair.
But it's still the first Fleer card. It's an iconic image. It's way nicer than the star.
Yeah.
Let's switch it up for a second, though. Another important card to talk about, another top 3 iconic card of all time, perhaps number 1, is the 52 Topps Mickey Mantle.
Right.
Which I don't believe there's ever been a debate whether or not it's a true rookie card. It simply is not. The 51 Bowman is clearly the true rookie card. Yet the 52 Topps is more iconic. I think that's the same outlook that the Jordan Fleer holders should have on the Jordan Fleer card. It's still more iconic. There's more people that want it, more people that can have it because there's more out there. So to me, if I'm a 86 Fleer investor, I'm just looking at the 52 Topps Mickey Mantle and saying, hey, that card's done just fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter that the true rookie, undisputably, even though you hear experts in the hobby referring to the Topps as a rookie, they know it isn't. They just use that out of convenience or as a sales tactic.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Is there any doubt in your mind that the 52 Topps Mickey Mantle is not a rookie card?
There's no doubt in my mind it is not his rookie card.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Right, right. how much more difficult is it with cards of the 2020s than it was with these examples we've talked about to figure it out? Like how much, listen, I was going to say how much grayer have you become writing your book, but you're not very gray and you have way more hair than I do, so I can't poke fun at that.
Yeah.
How much stress have you had dealing with figuring out these 2020 cards over those versus the ones from decades earlier?
100x, JLee, 100x. The ultra-modern hobby, as far as rookie cards are concerned, I have a lot of concern going forward for the rookie card, and that's how come I'm trying to not change the hobby, JLee. I'm just trying to tighten the belt a little bit to kind of reestablish some traditions, some order of ordinance, a systematic way of approaching or thinking or categorizing these cards, because everything, all rookie cards are not created equal.
No.
They're not all the same. So
yeah,
just trying to bring some structure to it.
So I appreciate what you're doing as a collector, and this is where we don't. It's not that we don't see eye to eye. We just maybe collectively. I do not have, as I told you at the beginning of this show. I was all about rookie cards at the end of the 80s, all the way through the 90s, and even into the mid 2000s. Now, I am all about RY cards, rookie year cards.
There you go.
Because you've got so many more options.
Yep.
Oftentimes more innovative designs.
Yep.
Technology cards, die cuts, acetate, foil stamping, hollow foils, patch cards. Remember, I love that thing. To me, I find the base rookie card, the true RCs, if I'm even saying that accurately, are just not as exciting to me as a more limited edition, more aesthetically pleasing rookie year card.
Right.
Are you at all upset or concerned that the RC falls in respect because of the uprising of the RY cards?
100%, and that's the problem with the base rookie cards, that they've been devalued, and a lot of it is because of these, what I've deemed as the third category, which is an RY card. It's a rookie year card. It's not a true rookie card. It just, I think that would be one of the primary fixes in bringing lines of clarity, and I talk about that in the book in detail. But that is, if we can draw lines of clarity, designation, and that's simply, it's all about just bringing proper identification. That's what I was coming from. Yeah.
Okay. So, I think I do see an uprising we're calling them RYs, RCs. And RYs are not true RCs, but they are true rookie year cards.
Correct.
And to me, as a collector, that excites me.
Yeah.
The one place it doesn't excite me is where we're talking about memorabilia cards, and there's like patches embedded in the card, and those patches are just off the rack, off from, as they joke it off the Dick's Sporting Goods rack or whatever it might be. Yeah. So when a card company cannot acquire game-used memorabilia for a rookie year or for an RY or an RC, I now defer to the second-year card where they do have where they do have game-used memorabilia to embed in a card, because to me, that is really exciting. That puts me closer to the game, closer to that athlete, to get a card that has a patch this big of a piece of memorabilia that they actually wore in a game versus a photo shoot or was not associated with a player or any event or time or anything at all.
Right.
It's very hard to understand what Panini puts on the back of cards. What are they actually talking about? Do they even know where they got this memorabilia from?
Right.
That concerns me. So for that reason, I don't want those. I would take a second year game worn memorabilia card over a first year rookie card, an RPA that they don't have any clue where they got the memorabilia from.
Which really speaks into my fourth category in the book, JLee, and that's post-rookie theme, which really, it's a second-year card, but has an element in the design kind of symbolizing his rookie year.
Right, but I'm not talking. I love those, by the way.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about just a second year limited logos or a second year, whatever auto patch card that is not at all rookie themed. It's just a second. It's just a card that came out in the second year, because I think down the road the hobby's going to kind of wake up and say, wait a second, we've been pumping all this money into RPAs out of 99 that have a piece of memorabilia that only ever saw the rack at the clothing store.
Right.
Whereas I'd rather have a card that has game use memorabilia. A bit of a different topic, but just my approach. But I'm curious your thoughts on that, though.
I like it. It's a good idea.
Let's wrap up. Before we wrap up, I want to ask you, because we talked about the standards that came out in the 80s by the experts at the time, which really, and you and I are both friends with Dr. James Beckett. He's a wonderful man. He's to me, the most iconic guy in the hobby. How impactful has he been on you releasing your book, and did you consult with him at all?
I did. I consulted with him on a couple of things, and he's been very helpful. But especially in the area of the XRC, I was getting a lot of different stories in my research, and I finally had to reach out to him. I says, Jim, I really need your help with this XRC thing, man, because this thing's all over the place. So I was able to sit down with him, and we really carved out the details as to exactly what was going on back then. So in that aspect, he's been a big supporter of my work, and I'm so grateful for that. And he's been very a big part of kind of mentoring me and kind of not giving me the answers straight up, but just kind of guiding me in the right way.
I think that's great. I think that gives you and your book that much more credibility that he was involved and you have gone to him for advice on it. Let everybody know where to find your YouTube content and where they can buy your book.
Yeah, thanks, JLee. I can be found on any social media platform under true_RCS. And if you go to Amazon, the title of the book is True Rookie Cards. You might have to go under the book section, but it'll pop.
And what's your full name for anybody who looks up by author?
Yeah, Victor Roman Sr.
Victor Roman Sr., everybody. My buddy, we've been friends since we walked into the National together about 3 years ago, I remember. And we go back. It's good.
Back.
I'm glad to see that you're really trying to preserve the history of the hobby through your book. So kudos to you. Much respect, buddy.
Thank you, JLee.
And we'll see you again later.
Okay.
Hello. Can you hear me, Vic?
Yes, I can.
I can't hear you.
Hello.
You hear me?
Yep.
I can't hear him. Say talk.
Hello. Test. 1 2. Hello.
Talk.
Hello. Test. 1 2.